Good day. So we are here to finalize the geographical footprint for SC Consulting. So our firm faces a classic supply chain network design challenge. How do we position our home offices to serve 16 different states with the maximum efficiency? So our goal isn't just to find a solution, but the optimal solution. One that minimizes the sum of our fixed facility costs and our variable travel expenses. So today I will walk you through our mathematical modeling process, the constraints we faced regarding our consultants, and our final recommendation for. So we begin by identifying four potential home office locations. So these aren't just dots on a map, they represent significant financial commitments. So Tulsa is our most affordable option at an actual fixed cost of 131,230,000, while Los Angeles is the most expensive at over 165,000. So each city serves as a gateway to specific region. So the question on our model answers, does the high cost of an office in LA pay for itself by significantly lowering the travel costs to high demand states like California and Arizona? So we must justify every dollar spent on these fixed facilities. So beyond the rent and utilities of an office, we have the variable cost of the trips themselves. So for example, a trip from Seattle to Washington costs only $25, but that same trip from Tesla would cost 250, 10 times the price. So across 675 actual trips, these differences add up rapidly. So our model evaluates thousands of combinations to ensure that every trip is assigned to the office that offers the lowest possible transportation rate. So effectively balancing the pull of the client's location against the cost of the home office. So our model is built on two primary sets of constraints. So first is the demand constraint. So we must fulfill exactly 675 trips across 16 states. No state can be ignored. And second is the binary location constraint. So an office only incurs a fixed cost if it's open and sending out consultants. So we also have a human element. So each consultant can handle a maximum of 25 trips per year. So this means that our facilities decisions aren't just geography, they are also about labor management and ensuring that we have enough desks in the right cities to our house and to our client. So in our first scenario, we assumed that there was no limit to how many consultants could work in a single office. So under these conditions, the math is clear. So we should open all four offices. So this allows us to hit the lowest travel costs for every region. So in this unrestricted world, we would employ 28 consultants across the network. So what this requires a high fixed investment of nearly 582,000 in office costs. It drives our total travel cost just to 52,125. So this provides the baseline for our efficiency. So in reality, offices have physical limits. So when we introduce a cap of 10 consultants or 250 trips per office, we hit a snag in Denver. So initially, the model wanted to send more than 10 consultants out of Denver to keep the costs low. So to stay compliant, we have to offload 5 trips. So we looked at Kansas, which was being served by Denver. Since Tulsa could serve Kansas at the exact same cost of 75 per trip, we shifted that workload to Tulsa. So this solved our capacity issue in Denver without adding a single cent to our total system cost. So complexity is the enemy of the execution. So we tested a single sourcing rule where every state is served by only one home office. So in our previous scenario, Kansas was actually being built between Denver and Tulsa. So while mathematically sound, splitting a state complicates management and client relationships. But by assigning Kansas exclusively to Tulsa, we streamlined the operations because the travel costs were identical from both hubs. So this managerial rule of thumb provided better organization with zero impact on the bottom line. So behind these slides is a robust technical model. So we used binary decision variables, represented as 1 or 0, to tell the computer to whether open or close an office. So we then use integer variables to assign the number of trips. So the solver engine iterated through these variables to minimize our objective function, which is the total system cost. So by correctly linking these costs to the office status, we ensured that the model never cheated by sending trips from an office that we hadn't paid to open. So let's look at the final bill. So Tulsa emerges as our most efficient hub, costing only 137 for 80,000 when even when trips are included. So Los Angeles is our most expensive at 180,000. But this is the indispensable for serving the high demand California and Arizona markets. So by distributing our 675 trips across these four hubs, we can achieve 633,000. So this represents the absolute sweet spot where we aren't spending too much on rent, but we aren't wasting money on long distance flights and for our consultants either. So in conclusion, the data supports a four office strategy. So this configuration offers the best balance of local presence and cost control. So we have successfully navigated capacity limits in Denver and streamlined our state assignments for better management. So my final recommendation is to move forward with all these four locations, staffing them with a total of 28 consultants. So this network is optimized, compliant with all capacity constraints, and ready to support the SC Consulting's growth across these states. I mean, these 16 states. So that is all, and thank you.